We've been hearing that love is blind, and some people believe in love at first sight since the beginning of time. However, certain people consider love at first sight an absurd notion and lust instead of real emotion. But either way, love has pushed some incredibly different people to get married and navigate through life together. Let's discuss the 20 oddest couples to ever get married. But first, take a moment to give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more amazing videos. Sanele Masilele, aged 9, and Helen Shabangu, aged 62. Life doesn't always turn out the way we hoped it would. There can sometimes be a huge age gap between two people, but as they say, age is just a number. Sanele Masilele and Helen Shabangu have a somewhat taboo age difference. Sanele was just 9 years old, whereas his blushing bride-to-be was aged about 62. As per the couple, they wedded in obedience to orders of some dead ancestors. Sanele from Shwane became one of the world's youngest grooms last year when the then 8-year-old married a 61-year-old Helen at his home. They claimed to honor the desire of their ancestors' spirit by becoming married symbolically. Family members informed that the couple had no intention to live together at all or indulge in the physical benefits of traditional marriage. Evan Rachel Wood and Marilyn Manson. Marilyn is a shock rocker and has been engaged in a conventional relationship with burlesque goddess Dedevantes, but when their divorce became final, Manson turned up with actress Evan Rachel Wood. Their relationship was not odd only that they were entirely two different people in terms of personality, looks and interests, but at that time Manson was in his mid-30s whereas Wood was just 19 years old. Their relationship was simply tumultuous, therefore finally they both decided to go their own separate ways. In 2021, Evan Rachel Wood made accusations against Manson on social media. However, many doubted the validity of the accusations, including claims regarding torture and forcing her to make love against her will, starving her, shocking her, and even committing various other atrocities. Woody Allen and Sun Yi. Allen's relationship with Mia Farrow is quite strange. The couple had some sort of agreement that they were only social companions. They lived in different places but were collectively involved in child raising and working together. It was really shocking that when one of their adopted children became an adult, Allen victimized her and ended up in a relationship with her that was far more than familial. Allen and Farrow adopted Sun Yi from South Korea when she was less than 10 years old. She'd been abandoned by her family. While she was in high school, Allen started taking an interest in her. Soon they were seen together everywhere, including NBA basketball games. Their affair continued until Farrow found nude pictures of Sun Yi while she was just 18 years old, whereas Allen was in his 50s. Eventually, Sun Yi and Allen married and continued to adopt 2 children of their own. Jolison Fernandez da Silva and Evan Medeiros. In this relationship, the most strange thing is the height difference between the groom and the bride. Fernandez was born in a small village in Brazil and suffers from gigantism. Jolison Fernandez da Silva, 30, developed gigantism as a child and lived as a recluse until he met his partner Evan Medeiros. Despite this significant problem, he successfully established a relationship with his wife, who is average-sized and 3 feet shorter than him. The couple informed media that it was love at first sight and that they have an incredible relationship. But hardship didn't let go of this couple, as when they tried to conceive and failed many times, their doctors gave them the bad news that Jolison would never be able to father a child. Amazon Amanda and Sergio Miranda. In this case, an Amazon model who stands over 6 feet tall and is of a certain weight. The model known as Amazon Amanda was already 6 feet tall and more than 200 pounds by the time she was only 12 years old. It brought a lot of ridicule, harassment and bullying from her classmates and peers. Amazon Amanda has specialized in trampling, crushing, squashing and wrestling men who are much smaller than her. She adds that there is nothing sexual or immoral in her activities. One of her fans requested to crush him to death for 30,000 British pounds. She declined the request. She once visited one of her biggest and smallest fans in New York City, a man named Sergio Miranda. However, BuzzFeed was there to capture pictures and video to exploit the situation. The couple spent a wonderful day together. Sergio, 5 feet and 3 inches tall, had one of his dreams fulfilled, although they're not married. Charity Pierce and Tony Sauer. Charity Pierce had some horrendous issues like her enormous size, but the most important was that she was ready to marry her younger boyfriend. She and her potential husband had a huge gap in their ages. She knew her groom-to-be since he was only 8 years old. After having connected at a party, they started to get along fondly and then started a relationship. She was featured on a popular exploitation program known as My £600 Life. Subsequently, Pierce managed to lose over 500 pounds of weight. which motivated her daughter as well to lose about £100. However, at this stage she received a piece of bad news as she was diagnosed with kidney cancer. In addition, her relationship with Tony was a little odd, not only because she was extremely obese, but also the circumstances surrounding the relationship. Tony's brother is actually the father of Pierce's daughter, and eventually Tony ended up having an affair with Pierce's sister. Anton Kraft and China Bell. Anton Kraft is just 4 feet and 4 inches tall. He is a professional bodybuilder in his 50s. People became curious to see him enjoying himself with his over 6-foot transgender girlfriend China Bell. Anton Kraft and his girlfriend are proof that size really doesn't matter when it comes to love. Bell was born a male but transitioned to become a female. They met and fell in love with each other, and now they live in Florida. China did admit that she had some doubts at first, but was soon won over by her buff bodybuilder boyfriend. Anton has been power training for 10 years, but perhaps unsurprisingly, doctors have warned he might be pushing his body too far. Despite all his accomplishments in the world of weightlifting, he reckons his biggest achievement has been sweeping China off of her feet. He also confessed that he was planning to get down on one knee to ask her to marry him. Melinda and Larry Milker. The public appearance of Melinda and Larry Milker might prompt some people to pass some nasty remarks, as the age difference between the two is almost as much as the gap between a parent and child. However, their suggestive manners speak of a different relationship, as they are husband and wife. The couple shares a 30-year age gap. They also intend to have their baby soon. According to Melinda, she met Larry during a minor fender bender. He was the cop who pulled her over, and she was hoping it would be a cute cop she could flirt with. At first she thought he was too old for her, but because the two had to stay in touch for the police report, they eventually fell for each other. People might not understand it, but the couple thinks they won a lottery finding each other and getting married. Chris Bosh and Adrienne Williams. Chris Bosh is a professional basketball player and has been on dream teams like LeBron James in Miami. He's quite tall, and his wife Adrienne owns her own business. They have 4 children. Williams is somewhat shorter than Bosh. People think this couple is odd, but it's probably not that strange. The NBA legend is 6 foot 11 inches and towers over his wife Adrienne Williams, who is just 5 feet tall. According to Bosh, Adrienne and family have been his rock during multiple near-death experiences. The former Raptor tied the knot with the actress and model on a Miami beach in 2011. Since then, they have 4 kids, and the big happy family is thriving in every way possible. Nanette and Richard Kilmer. Nanette and Kilmer hear a lot about their relationship. Actually, there's nothing odd except a stark height difference between them. For Nanette and Richard Kilmer, it has been a joy to find each other. They connected online when Richard was busy doing contracting work in Afghanistan. They're happy in their relationship, but people make cheap comments like, Nanette must be a mail-order bride. Nanette is from the Philippines, and her stature is a few feet shorter than Richard's. Some people also consider Nanette to be Richard's daughter. Funny thing is, they have a daughter of their own. The couple has been married more than 10 years and live in New York with their daughter. Many also accuse Nanette of being a gold digger who married Richard for the American citizenship, but nothing seems to faze the two, who are completely smitten by each other. Charles and Juniper. Reality shows on American TV channels led to a marked downfall in the values of society, which were further degraded by their infatuation with social media. A program named My Strange Addiction is extremely absurd, as the participants fall far below morality and humanity just for money. The relationship between Charles and Juniper should be at the top of the list for such activities. Charles has taken his affection for his imaginary friend to an extreme. Juniper does not exist at all, but he believes she does and lives for her. Probably it is all staged for dollars and ratings. Akihiko Kondo and Hatsune Miku. Akihiko is just an average Japanese man and is 38 years old. His wife Hatsune is a very popular virtually generated hologram and a pop singer who has a tremendous following online. She has successfully performed with Lady Gaga and has also been a part of several video games. The couple got married in Tokyo in an unofficial ceremony in 2018. Before that, their romance had been on for a decade. Kondo had been suffering from crippling depression due to being bullied at the workplace. This turquoise-haired hologram of a fictional character pulled him out of his deep depression. Well, the marriage has to be dissolved soon, as the company that created this hologram character has shown intention to discard the software. Shadil Daffy and Anne Kamsuk. Shadil Daffy and Anne Kamsuk were lovers. They decided to spend their lives into permanent matrimony. However, Anne died before setting a date for all this. Shadil just thought out of the box, and he married his dead girlfriend at her funeral, wearing a top hat and tuxedo. Clad in what can only be described as a mourning suit, the grief-stricken Shadil married his dead girlfriend at her funeral and then posted their wedding snaps on his Facebook page. He slid the ring onto her finger at the Greek ceremony held in Surin, Thailand. Maybe he was inspired by the Corpse Bride movie. The couple, who met as students at Eastern Asia University, had been together for 10 years and had talked about getting married. But before they could go ahead with their plans, Anne, who was just 29, was killed in a car accident. James and Chloe Lustard. In 2012, James carried the Olympic torch through his hometown in the UK, and there he was introduced to Chloe, who always liked taller men. But strangely, they fell in love despite the stark difference in their stature. James and Chloe Lustard have been married since 2016. They are based in the UK and come from the same hometown. They hold the Guinness World Record for the couple with the biggest height difference. James is just 3 foot 7 inches, whereas Chloe is 2 feet taller than him at 5 feet and 4 inches. They also have a daughter together. James works as an actor while Chloe is a teacher. James has one of the rarest types of dwarfism, dystrophic dysplasia, a genetic disorder that affects bones and cartilage development. Because of his dwarfism, James doubted that he would ever get married, but luckily he found Chloe and now they are utterly in love and inseparable. Kieran and Cheryl. Kieran and Cheryl went viral on TikTok for being an unconventional couple, but they share an enduring and loving relationship. Most people are put off when they come to know about their 37-year age gap. Cheryl is in her 60s and she already has several children and a load of grandchildren. She, along with her 24-year-old boyfriend Kieran, plan to start a family of their own. People on the internet say a lot of mean things about them, but they ignore the trash talk and only focus on their relationship with each other. Some netizens have also pointed out that it's unfair for people to judge them because if the roles were reversed and the woman in the relationship was much younger than the man, people wouldn't be objecting so much. Elisan and Francinaldo. Your height does not make you the odd one out, as it is just genetics, and most people have become used to drastic manifestations of this feature in most societies. Let's talk about another couple who has nothing else odd but a remarkable difference in their sizes. Elisan and Francinaldo are married. Elisan is more than 6 feet tall, whereas Francinaldo is around 5 feet high. For them, the difference in their heights is immaterial, as they are happy with each other. The Brazilian model, who is nearly 7 feet tall, revealed that an undiagnosed tumor caused her incredible growth as a child. Elisan Silva from Salinopolis, Brazil, has been dubbed Brazil's tallest woman. In 2011, Elisan met her husband, and despite the nearly 2-foot height difference, the two felt a connection and instantly fell in love. Francinaldo didn't make any comments about her height and accepted her for who she is, which was important to Elisan. Paolo and Catiucia. This couple holds the Guinness World Record for not having very different heights or a huge age gap like many others. Paolo and Catiucia have no marked difference in height, no staggering difference in age, or any other thing which can be termed as odd, except that they are both considered as little people. They hold the Guinness World Record for being the shortest married couple. It's not weird, as it is usual practice to have a counterpart of almost equal size, whether it is a community of normal-sized people or dwarfs. This Brazilian couple has a collective height of just over 71 inches. They enjoy a normal life as a civil servant and a saloon owner. Sridevi and Boni Kapoor. Strangely, this couple is also on the list of odd couples. Probably one reason can be the pronunciation of their names. In addition, they don't have anything in common that usually makes couples odd except the scandal connected to their relationship. Boni Kapoor was an Indian film producer who left his family for another, who is now dead. Sridevi was labelled a homebreaker, as Boni Kapoor was already married to Mona Shori Kapoor and had 2 kids, while Sridevi was Mona's friend. While many actors were dying to be with her, Sridevi had found love in producer Boni Kapoor, who was already married. She was one of the finest actresses in Bollywood. Boni Kapoor and Sridevi tied the knot on June 2, 1996, as she was pregnant before the wedding. The couple also had an age difference of almost 8 years. Unfortunately, Sridevi passed away on December 24, 2018 because of accidental drowning in a bathtub in a hotel room in Dubai. Kaeder and Blair. Life has its own dynamics. Something which is the norm can become entirely different subsequently and might turn up to be taboo. In their marriage, Kaeder and Blair probably thought that their life would be just like any other fairy tale romance. They had an attractive beachside wedding in Florida. They spent together a matrimonial life spread over 2 years. At this stage, Kai shares with Blair that there was something which was not quite right, as Kai came out to be transgender to her wife. They are married for the last 4 years, and now Kai is taking testosterone supplements to transit to desired sex. Blair has promised to stay together with Kai even though she identifies as a lesbian. Kai has been hiding the fact for quite a long time, but Blair has decided to stay together forever. Nicole Alexander and Shaquille O'Neal. This couple has absolutely nothing odd about them except the difference perceived by some people that Shaquille is more than 7 feet tall, whereas his wife is barely 5 feet tall. Shaquille is a polarizing figure, being incredibly famous, and dating a shorter girl is not a big deal, to be honest. For a few years, Nicole Hoops Alexander and Shaquille O'Neal were fiancés. The 7'1" former NBA star and 5'2" girlfriend started dating back in 2010 when Shaq played for the Boston Celtics. Their relationship lasted for 3 years before they called it quits in 2012. O'Neal was previously married to Shawnee O'Neal for 7 years, the woman who would later produce and star in Basketball Wives. Thanks for watching the video and staying with us. Tell us in the comments below which couple is the strangest in your opinion. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.